Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, hey.
Check.
Lemony Snicket. Lemony Snicket. There we go. Huh? Ooh, 2 minutes. Well, everyone is still outside, so I don't think...
Check. Hello. Michael testing mic. Michael testing mic. Check, check. How we sounding, Jesse?
1, 2, 1, 2. Hey,
1,
hey,
2, okay.
1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, you see, it's not coming through at all.
I don't hear it
1,
in
2,
that monitor.
1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, this is not working. Did something happen? All right.
Yes, although I think there may be an issue.
Oh, we don't know. I couldn't hear the vocal at all. It's not coming through at all, which is weird because it looks totally normal.
Checking.
Hi. Yeah. Let me check one quick thing.
We'll figure it out. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Hello. How are you? Yeah. You're good? I'm glad to hear that. You ready for Shabbat? I know. Your mother is...
Michael, how's this?
Yeah,
Coming
I hear
through?
that. Yeah.
A little hot?
Oh boy, a lot of hot.
How about you?
Oh, now I'm hearing myself. There we are.
A little bit more, a little bit less?
A little bit more of me, a little bit less of you. That's how I like it.
You got it.
No,
Okay.
that sounds pretty good. Thank you, Cantor.
Okay, thank you.
Your mother's Miss Monica, and your father's Mr. Evans. Monica George and Evan Tyrus. Do you know your mama's Hebrew name? No? You should ask her.
But I do know that Tyrus in Hebrew means corn.
Means corn? Like corn on the cob, like you eat corn?
I'm a corn.
She's a corn.
I'm corn.
Corny. I'm glad we started in 8 minutes.
Kind of too. Kind of too because I got free dolls.
Sit with your fan.
Okay.
I'm going to take one of these. There are more in there.
Oh.
Oh.
For you. Should be near the back. You see the
Can
pieces
I
that are
hand
sticking
those
out?
out?
I do.
Oh, do, 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 do.
That was great, Cantor.
Yeah, could you give me a little? Jesse, can we have a little more of Michael's vocal in the mix?
If you
Yeah.
give me a little, just a little bit more in the mix. That's what Cantor's asking for. Yes, that's what Cantor's asking for tonight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Oops.
For everyone at home, Shabbat shalom.
All right.
Don't tease me. You might be moving further away.
Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, nai, ananai, nai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai.
Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai.
Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai. 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 Hi, ananai. Sing with us. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai, nai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai, nai, ananai. Hi, ananai.
Good evening, good Good Shabbos. Welcome.
Shabbos.
It's so nice to have so many special guests here who are here celebrating the Gottlieb's 50th anniversary, who are here celebrating our adult bar mitzvah, many, many wonderful occasions in addition to Shabbat this evening. I wanted to share with you a comic that I read this week in the newspaper. I don't know how many of you read the comics, but there's a strip that I always look at called Pearls Before Swine. And this week we see their main character, the little Piggy, and Piggy has an emotional rest stop. An emotional rest stop. And someone approaches and says, "What's this?" And in his wisdom, the answer is, an emotional rest stop. I got the idea from highway rest stops for drivers. This one is a place for you to just take stock of your life and realize you're doing the best you can. And the listener sits down and says, "I may be here all week." And I read this comic a couple of days ago, and I thought, this is Shabbat. This is what it is to come to the sanctuary for Kabbalat Shabbat. This is your emotional rest stop. And if you would like, we hope that you will take the feeling of this Shabbat with you into your whole week. And with that, we are going to invite our adult bar mitzvah class to please come forward. Many of them have brought their own special candlesticks that they're going to light for us. And if you would like to join them, there are some tea lights. You're invited and welcome to come on up. And Mark, maybe before you sit down, do you and Bonnie want to come light our official candles? Bring the whole mishpacha. Looks like they've accomplished a lot in 50 years.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's my pleasure to invite Carol Zaitchik to please come forward. Many of you know Carol as a former board member of the temple, as someone who is involved in so many good works here at Temple Chai. You may not know that she extends her good works and community engagement in many ways beyond the temple, including serving on the board of the Jewish Free Loan, a wonderful organization in our community that honors the mitzvah of providing interest-free loans to those in need. So Carol, you have a microphone. Carol is just going to share with us a little bit about the important work of the Jewish Free Loan.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good Shabbos.
So this month is Financial Literacy Month. And one of the things that we at Jewish Free Loan do is we try to help people who are struggling with money. We have just come from Passover, which is a celebration of freedom. We have in our Jewish community many, many people who are not free. They're not free from debt. They're not free from the struggle of paying their bills. They're not free from the worry of, are they going to have a house to live in? We at Jewish Free Loan, and we are for the entire Jewish community in Phoenix and throughout Arizona, are here to help. We have many, many, many different types of loans. We have eviction protection loans, so nobody has to worry about whether they have a roof over their head. We have loans for education, we have loans for adoption, we have loans for, you name it, we have it. And they're all interest-free. Our funds are given to us by the Jewish community. The money is recycled. These people are not free from debt. We are here to help them be free from debt and from life-changing situations which could be devastating to them. If you know of anybody who is in dire straits, have them contact us. We're here to help. And if you want to offer contributions, donations, we'll take them, because we can, honestly, we can use them. If you've got any questions after the service, please come and see me, or our wonderful executive director, Ellen Sachs, who is joining us this evening. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Shabbat Shalom.
Thanks, and thank you for the wonderful mitzvah that you do for our entire community. It's very deeply appreciated. We are turning now on page 1 in our handout. Shalom Aleichem. We welcome the angels who join us for Shabbat. Page 1 of the handout.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom,
Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Continuing with Psalm 95.
God, the maker of all, sure and strong. Let all of creation from mountain to sea hear our song. Lehunim, yai, lai, 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 L'Adonai, yai, lai, 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 Nahariah, yai, lai, 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 Letzur Yishenu, yai, lai, 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 lai. For all of the wonder and all of God's light, we rejoice. So now let us listen with all of our hearts to hear God's voice. Lehunim ranena, yai, lai, 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 L'Adonai, yai, lai, 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 Nahariah, yai, lai, 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 Letzur Yishenu, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai.
This beautiful interpretive version of Lehunaranana invites us to sing out sure and strong, and we continue in our Sidurim now on page 9 with a prayer for that strength. 6 lines down from the top on page 9. Let's sing together Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain. We have faith that God will indeed bless us with strength.
Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitein, Adonai Yivarech et Amo. Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitein, Adonai Yivarech et Amo. Shalom.
ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו. אדוני יוס לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו. לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו. אדוני יוס לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו.
Turning now to page 10, Le Chadodi. For those of you who are joining us as guests this evening, you'll notice the verses with asterisks. Those are the verses we typically sing in anticipation of Bo'i V'Shalom. We rise and face the door to welcome the presence of Shabbat.
Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Ishmi'anu el hamiuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad V'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha Ki mekor habracha Merosh mikedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh machshavat chila. Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha Kumitzei mitoch afecha Rav lach shevet b'yemek hapacha Vehu yachamol alayich emla. Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri Giva orech kumi ori Guri uri shir daveri Kevod Adonai alayich
בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בפני שבת נקבלה, חדודי לקראת כלה, בפני שבת נקבלה.
We remain standing now as we continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 15. Page 15.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ימרו. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמא וימרו. ברכו את אדוני המבורך. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. Page 16, continue on your own. Baruch Adonai Melech HaMevorach. Borei Yom V'Leil Choshech. Umavir Yom Umevi Laila. Umavdil Ben Yom Uven Laila Adonai Tzavahot Shemo Elachai V'Kayam. תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים.
Page 17.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נצליח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, נגע יומם ולילה, ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד.
And we can be seated. Page 18.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר לנו לאמור, דבר והיה לכם ציצית. לא תטורו. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
On the top of page 21, we find the words of Micha Mocha, these words that we chanted from Torah just a couple days ago on the final day of Passover, recalling how our ancestors found themselves in a narrow place, Mitzrayim, a narrow place, and they were freed to a wide expanse. And with these words, we pray the same for ourselves, that when we find ourselves in a narrow place, feeling fenced in, that we too can find the freedom of expansiveness and joy.
יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
On the bottom of page 21 and then continuing on the bottom of page 22. O God, enable us to lie down in peace this night and raise us up to life renewed, spreading over us a Sukkot Shalom, a shelter of peace and wholeness.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, L'Shalom. V'ha'amidenu Malkeinu L'Chaim. Ufros aleinu Sukat Shlomecha, Ufros aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
On the top of page 23, we will rise together for Vishamru and then continue with our own silent prayer.
Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, et ha-Shabbat. La'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam, berit olam. Let's sing it again. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, et ha-Shabbat. La'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam, berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti oti le'olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti oti le'olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim v'et ha'aretz, uvayom hashvi'i shavat, shavat vayinafash. Page 31. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. 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 Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael v'chol eit uv'chol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
At this time in our service, we have the opportunity to call into our hearts all those who are in need of healing. Healing of mind, of body, of spirit. If you've joined us streaming online, please share the names of those for whom you are praying in the chat or in the comments so we can include them in our own prayers. And for those of us gathered here present together, I invite you to share the names of those for whom you are praying. On your handouts, page 2 of your handouts, in the middle of the page.
Mi sheberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah Hu Yevarech veYirapeh et HaCholim. Mi sheberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah Hu Yevarech veYirapeh et HaCholim. El na refana la, El na refana la, El na refana la, El na refana la.
Yitzchak veYaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel veLeah, Hu Yivarech veYirapeh et HaCholim.
A memory recently came up on my Facebook from about 7 years ago of a little video I had posted. I think it was a commercial for a new iPhone. Perhaps when the Ask Siri function came out. In the commercial, Cookie Monster is making cookies, and he puts them in the oven, and he says, "Hey Siri, please set the timer for 14 minutes." I actually set off his function. That was not planned. Divine intervention or Siri intervention.
14 minutes later.
So Siri responds 14 minutes and counting. And Cookie Monster instructs Siri to play his waiting playlist. A song begins to play in the background. If I could save time in a bottle. And Cookie Monster proceeds to try to wait patiently, playing with the kitchen implements, licking a bit of flour off of his finger, coughing a bit, reading a cookbook, doing a little puppet show with the oven mitts, trying to entertain himself in any way he can. Time passes, and after a bit, Cookie Monster wants to know how much time is left to wait and says, "Hey Siri, check the timer." Nothing that time?
I turned it off.
Okay. And the timer shows 13 minutes and 7 seconds. I can definitely identify if I'm waiting for cookies to come out of the oven. But seeing this commercial again come up on my Facebook led me to reflect on Siri and how we are so used to asking a question, maybe with Siri, maybe Google, maybe now with ChatGPT, and how in today's world we are so used to having the answer for anything. And when we don't know the answer off the bat, we have it at our fingertips, on our computers, on our phones, which are practically, at this point, appendages for many of us. We don't have to go to the library to get a book or look in an encyclopedia, remember encyclopedias? And hope that the topic we are searching for has an entry. Ask a question, get an answer. What a human thing it is to want all the answers, to want to know all the answers and have them be clear. And for many of us, at times, it can be hard to admit when we don't really know the answer. It can be hard to say, "I don't know," especially when you're used to being the expert in certain arenas of life. Yet the longer we live, the more we know and the more we learn. Rather than becoming set in our ways and our rote answers, we hopefully realize more and more that oftentimes there is no singular answer or singular correct answer. This is both the beauty and the discomfort of modern Judaism. For many of the big questions about God, about life, about death, there is no singular right answer. And often we don't get to come to a final answer at all. I love this about Reform Judaism because it acknowledges the complexity of life and living in relationship with others and with God. Maimonides taught, "Teach yourself to say, 'I don't know,' and you shall progress." I think it's teach your tongue to say, "I don't know," and you shall progress. Yet in times of challenge, in times of grief, our desire for answers can overwhelm us. An answer we think might give us comfort. An answer could help us understand. An answer might help us navigate how to act and how to move forward. Now, our Torah portion this week, Shmini, certainly leaves us with more questions than answers. Last week's Torah portion described the 7-day ritual of the ordination of the priests in which Moses anointed the priest and enacted the ceremony designating them as such. And this week's Torah portion starts on the 8th day, Shmini, the 8th. Special sacrifices are offered in honor of this inaugural first day, following the ordination, as well as the usual sacrifices brought each day. and a very disturbing incident happens. Two of Aaron's sons, Nadav and Abihu, participate in this ritual. Then, however, the Torah tells us that they each took their fire pan and offered up Eish Zarah, alien fire or foreign fire, which God had not commanded them to bring. And as a consequence, they are consumed on the spot. Moses responds with a cryptic, poetic statement, and Aaron is silent. After the bodies are moved, the ritual then continues without Aaron displaying any outer signs of mourning. The commentators, the rabbis of old, offer many explanations for this incident. Perhaps Nadav and Abihu were punished because they were drunk. Maybe their crime was arrogance, thinking they knew better than God what kind of fire to bring. Maybe it wasn't a punishment at all, but they were so zealous, drew so near to God that they were consumed as almost some kind of reward. And on and on. When our commentators ask questions and give us so many answers, that is a sign that they had questions digging at them, bothering them, that they wanted to understand. They too were left with so many questions. Just like us, we could try to ask Siri about the meaning of this portion, and I actually tested it this afternoon, and Siri said, "I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that." As the Torah portion moves forward, things continue to be somewhat amiss, with Aaron and his two remaining sons not consuming one of the sacrifices Moses thought that they would, and Moses is angry. And Aaron responds saying that they specifically chose to as a sign of their mourning. They ate the sacrifices the congregation would understand, but the ones in private they refrained from. And Moses responds that it seems good in his eyes. I want to focus on that moment between the brothers. Moses comes in angry, thinking yet another thing has gone awry. Aaron doesn't reply to Moses with anger, even though he must be grieving so intensely in that moment. Aaron replies, instead explaining his thinking, and Moses acknowledges that Aaron was right. Rashi's commentary on the Talmud's discussion of this highlights it, saying Moses was not ashamed to admit his error. He did not say, "I didn't hear about this," but instead said, "I heard it, but I had forgotten it. Yes, I heard the law about not eating that, but I'd forgotten the law." And Midrash Rabbah, the classical compilation of Midrash, goes a step further, saying Moses issued a proclamation to the entire Israelite camp, saying, "I made an error in regard to the law, and Aaron, my brother, came and taught it to me." What humility. Even in the midst of such a troubling story, we have something powerful to learn from the actions of Moses and Aaron. It is okay not to know the answers. It's even okay sometimes to get it wrong if we are willing to admit our mistake and learn. Teach my tongue to say, "I do not know," and then you shall progress. It's okay not to know. It's okay even to get it wrong. We will not always know all the answers, all the details about the biggest questions, about how to act when it's unclear what our path might be, how we respond in a challenging moment. Avot de Rabbi Natan, a piece of Jewish ethical and wisdom literature, teaches there are 7 things that characterize a boor and 7 that characterize a wise person. A wise person does not speak before one who is greater than him in wisdom or age. She does not interrupt her fellow's words. They do not hasten to answer. Her questions are on the subject and her answers are on point. He responds to first things first and to latter things later. Concerning what he did not hear, he says, "I did not hear." They concede to the truth. With the boor, the reverse of all of these is the case. Acting with wisdom from the perspective of Avot de Rabbi Natan clearly centers on good listening and on humility. From the perspective of Maimonides, our progress in learning and in life depends on our ability to get used to saying, I do not know. May we grow in this wisdom as well. This week and in the weeks to come, may God give us the wisdom to accept knowledge and truth no matter its source, and to find comfort even in not always knowing the answer. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will. Amen.
Amen.
Yasher Koach. So if you'll continue on page 2 in the handout, in our counting of the Omer, we are in the week of Gvura, the week of strength. And tonight, as we count the 9th day, we are entering the day of Gvura, Bit Gvura, strength within strength. This is the day in the counting of the Omer of ultimate strength. And at first, it struck me as odd or unusual, to say the least, to be focusing on strength on a day that is devoted to rest, Shabbat. And then the more I thought about it, the more I reflected with the pace of contemporary life, it takes an enormous amount of strength, an enormous amount of self-discipline, of will, to take a step back and give ourselves permission to let go, to have a Shabbat. There's strength in setting limits and exercising control, both internally and externally. Scars, broken bones, these are not signs of weakness. They are emblems of survival. And this 9th day of the Omer encourages us to look within. What is our greatest strength? Where have we grown stronger through adversity? Where are those scars? And where do we wish that we had more strength? Gvura she bigvura, the strength within strength. This is indeed a powerful day that is upon us. And let's join together in the blessing for counting the Omer.
Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Sing it again. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer.
Hayom Tisha Yamim, this is the 9th day. Shehem Shavua Echad, that is 1 week. Ushnei Yamim, and 2 days of the Omer.
Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai.
It is an honor and a pleasure to invite Michael Loya to come forward. Michael is here tonight representing our Temple High Board of Directors, and he is also one of our B Mitzvah students.
Yay. There's others as well. Good evening, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Yay. Thank you for a beautiful service, including Michael as well, for your beautiful singing. I will go through our announcements. I will go very quickly. There's 9 on the list. Did I say 7? 5? No. Okay. Let's move it. So the Nosh tonight is sponsored by the Jewish Free Loan and by Mark and Bonnie Gottlieb in honor of their anniversary. Thank you for honoring this, and also Mazel Tov. Ooh, gotta watch where I'm stepping. Okay, Adult B'nai Mitzvah program. Please join us tomorrow at 10 a.m. as we celebrate our Adult Bar Mitzvah program. Mazel Tov to these students, as well as Kiddush to follow after the service. Israel's 75th birthday. Join your Temple High community on Tuesday, April 25th at 5:30 in the courtyard for Israeli dancing. Gaga? Oh, okay, did I get that right? Thank you. Cooking pita over an open fire, an Israeli nosh, and then stories and songs led by the clergy. Registration is in your e-high. The Tribe, our youngish adult group for members in their 20s and 40s, is meeting at a private home Saturday evening, April 15th, for an event that they will be calling Grilling and Chilling. Contact T in order to register. Earth Day. Eve Earth Day is April 21st. The Shabbat Nosh will be sponsored by Echo High, featuring local sourced organic food and composable tableware. We will be unveiling our Temple High sustainability cart, designed and built with love by our own ECC kids, Sunday School, Carol Napal, and Sharona Fowler and Malka Woolman, as well as Howie Silverman. Temple High Board. As a member of the Temple High Board, please attend and observe our next meeting, which is Thursday, April 27th at 6 p.m. in the small sanctuary. Temple High annual meeting, save the date. The meeting will be held Wednesday, May 10th at 7 p.m. in the main sanctuary. That is all. Have a good night.
Thank you, thank you. We will rise for Aleinu on page 38.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated as we turn to the Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 40. We invite those who are joining us virtually to please share the names of those for whom you're saying Kaddish. Our hearts especially go out to those who are within the period of Shloshim, remembering a recent loss. We invite you to rise as we share their name. Jimmy Grimes, Eileen Cooper Schneider, Sarah Ruth Rossau, Zichronam Livracha, may their memory be for blessing. If you are saying Kaddish for a loved one tonight, if you would like to stand and tell us the name of the person you are remembering. Thanks, Tammy. We rise in solidarity as those who are mourning lead us in the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah. Bialma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'vizman kori v'yimru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam le'omei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei d'kudusha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi Shlom Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, huya aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We'll invite our adult B mitzvah students to please come forward and lead us in the Kiddush on page 41.